My name's Tony Capucille, and I'm here at another episode of the 820 podcast. I'm here today with Andy from Pella Windows Doors of Oklahoma. Andy, thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Andy, you have owned this company for some time now, right? Give us a little background there.
I've been with the company for 25 years, swept floors as a college kid, left, came back, install manager, sales manager, and then we bought it about 8 years ago.
That's awesome.
And so it's a fourth generation family company. My wife is the fourth generation, just hitched to her wagon, but yeah, it's great. I mean, 102 years in business in Oklahoma.
That's crazy. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's huge. There's not many businesses that are around. Is that almost as long as the state?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If I had done better in Oklahoma history, I could confirm
I think it's 1906, but I don't want to guess. So let's just move on.
Yeah, we'll dance around that one.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So obviously you believe a lot in this business and your family in this business, 4 generations. That's incredible. Talk to me a little bit about who you all serve.
Well, you know, I've kind of got a saying that Oklahoma has been good to us, and we want to be good to Oklahoma. You know, we really serve. I think when we started, we were specifically focused on architects, kind of unique niche products that you couldn't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
As we've been doing it for the past 45 years with mainly Pella. Really, we hit all customers. We can get the commercial contractor and architect. The other one is the home builder or home remodel contractor. And then, you know, in the early 2000s, we went homeowner direct. So
Gotcha.
A lot of just in-home appointments. You know, we can offer the installation, the service. It's kind of that, you know, similar to you guys, that white glove service that we try to offer.
So you kind of started saying you started with architects and kind of a high-end spec, but now you're a broader portfolio. Because I think that's a lot of folks think that maybe Pella's at the high end of that range, which you are.
Oh, yeah.
But you also have an accessible range that's a little bit broader.
A lot of what Pella's done was, especially, you know, it's probably up in the upper Midwest and Northeast, there's a lot of wood windows. In Oklahoma, it tends to be somewhat of a luxury product. Pella has been really good at diversifying their portfolio with offering other products rather than just wood windows. So we have vinyl products and we have fiberglass products that really you can hit kind of any budget, any type of opportunity. We do a lot of, lots of commercial projects all the way down to just one window in somebody's house. So it's kind of one of those things. We can get anywhere you need to be.
All right. So this is just a curiosity question for me. I don't know enough about this line, but the efficiencies on a wood window, obviously, like you said, in Oklahoma, people don't have them as much, but how they stand up and how they're efficient compared to some of these other options they have.
Well, the wood windows are obviously, wood just by itself is a much more energy efficient product. You're dealing with, the density of the frame. Pella wraps the exterior of the wood windows in an aluminum cladding. It protects it, keeps it safe. Kind of a clad armor, I guess, if you will. Yeah. But really, the technology's in the glass, and so the frame is strong, the frame is durable, the frame can be insulating, but your biggest surface area is the glass. So really, a lot of the technology that they use as far as multiple panes, whatever types of coatings they can put in between it, whatever inert gases they can do, just anything to kind of maintain that high level of energy efficiency. And
so how important is efficiency in your brand? I know we have mutual partners down at Wheeler, Wheeler Homes, and they're obviously trying to make a really tight envelope, and they've used you guys' products, tight with geothermal and solar. But where does efficiency stack rank for your customers most of the time?
Oh, it's top 3 all the time. And a lot of times, Oklahoma has been a heavy vinyl and aluminum market. I mean, it's, most people don't, no pun intended, window shop often in their lives. Yeah. And so what happens is that it's, there's a little bit of what do I expect? And the windows I've had are fine and, whatever. But when you really get into something that shows the energy efficiency, and it's not just the product, it's the way it's installed, and it's the way that it's wrapped into the envelope of the entire building system. If it's a new construction, even on replacement, there's a lot of that we're doing to kind of supersede what is easier to do in a new construction application where you're you're wrapping it into the envelope. But with us, even on replacement, we can maintain that energy efficiency. So it's the product and it's the way it's installed.
All right, love it. I could go on and on about learning about efficiency, and also learning it's not just windows, it's doors. There's applications that are broader than what we might think.
Oh yeah, let's geek out over energy efficiency. Okay. I'm just kidding.
That being said, we actually got introduced, even though we knew of you through down at Wheeler. Mm-hmm. We started talking to you about your actual new building, which you rehabbed.
Correct. Yeah. So the building that we have been in since the very early 80s, it was in dire need of not only just aesthetically, but I mean the whole building was not built right. So in 2020, 2 weeks after COVID hit, or 2 weeks before COVID hit, we began a large $1 million remodel that made me, kind of think we'll never financially recover from this. But, obviously COVID didn't stop construction at all, and it really did it. So one of the things that we did is we feel like we have a responsibility to try to do things the right way. You guys were obviously impactful on us and the relationship that we'd seen. You guys do business the way that we do. You care about the customers. And so we felt like it would be a good investment towards not only being good stewards of our financials, but also just for the environment and for Oklahoma. And it really integrated in very well with what we were doing. And, of course, I said this to you before, but, Paul Bronson's such a great guy. He was like, you have the most perfect roof for solar in Oklahoma. Now, whether he says that to everybody, I don't know, but
he doesn't say it to everybody, but when he says it, he means it. How's that?
That's good, because it's like the greatest. I'm like, I may not do many things right, but I got a good roof, right?
That's right.
A lot of flaws, but being a good roof.
A very nice open roof. So,
So it was kind of my wife Ainsley is also a co-owner and chief financial officer, and so I trust her wholeheartedly when it comes to good financial decisions. She's like, this just makes perfect sense.
Okay, now stop there. Obviously, the sales process feels appropriate, it feels nice, it's aligned in values, but a lot of businesses, when they first hear about solar, they haven't heard about it before.
Right.
And so there's a little trepidation. Mm-hmm. And so you're excited about it from a proposition standpoint, from a doing the right thing. But then your CFO wife is excited about it for another set of reasons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, she could see the benefits from it pretty quickly. You guys broke it down so well. And I think Trey Raymer was really, really helpful in just kind of sounding it out. And any questions she had were easily, she was easily convinced. It doesn't take her long to convince me. So it was a great opportunity.
That's awesome. And as we look towards that partnership that we're developing now, us having that staff, I know Trey's our CFO and he's a CPA by trade. Mm-hmm. What we found is it's one thing to sell residential, but there's a whole subset of conversation that if you're stepping into the commercial space, talking about cash flows, depreciation, cap rates, understanding how these credits are actually even more attractive. There's more that are available for commercial, but you have to be able to talk to an owner, as a facilities person, sometimes a CFO.
Yeah.
It's not just someone buying it for their home.
Well, and I would say that that's part of the beauty of what you guys did, because were we thinking about it just outside of beginning our relationship with you all and seeing you on, we probably hadn't been thinking, let's do solar when we do this remodel.
Right.
But as because I don't think, we're all running businesses, right? And running our business, you're strung out with customers and employees and all sorts of other issues. And so when you're kind of making some of those decisions, and it took that sitting down and going through it, and it was like, well, this is a no-brainer. Of course we should do this. And so I think that that's part of it, that getting the message out there, like, take a look at it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't take a look at it, you're missing out on a really great opportunity. And, we just consider ourselves blessed that we crossed paths, because we probably wouldn't have known,
I love what you just said there, because business owners are busy. Mm-hmm. And sometimes stopping, we always say there's $369 billion of uncapped resources available for this energy transition, but small business owners don't have time sometimes to figure out where it's at.
Correct. I mean, even somebody who's in construction. I mean, in essence, we're in the construction business, and I'm not. Even though we are in the construction business, I wasn't per se an expert in what am I going to do with my facilities.
Yeah.
So that opportunity to get that information from you all and then to make that decision was incredibly beneficial.
Our role, that you're hopefully, articulating very well for folks right now, is to try to make this part easy for a business owner. So we do ask for 12 months of utility bills, which actually is sometimes the hardest part, because finding your utility bill, stopping, figuring out, but Ainsley knocked that out fast. We then do an analysis, come back, break down the numbers to make it simple. And the next thing folks are fearful of is, but what about the actual project? Am I going to be shut down? Is it going to take too much time? Is it going to create interference?
Right.
Talk about your experience with the actual construction project.